Hey everybody, welcome back to the Auction Brief, where I cut through the narratives and the noise to bring you the best auction draft insight and strategy in the business. I'm your host, Drew Davenport, and thanks for coming for episode 5, The Ripple Effect. Every time a player is nominated in an auction draft room, it has a ripple effect on all future nominations and future actions by players in the room. In a typical 16 or 18 round draft, you're only going to get those 16 or 18 nominations that give you the opportunity to be the one throwing the stone in the water and creating the ripples rather than simply reacting to them. You'd be surprised how often players show up at a draft and they have absolutely no idea what they're going to do when it comes time for them to nominate a player. To be clear, that lack of intentionality will have a negative overall impact on that player's roster, either directly from poor nominations or indirectly as a result of the ripple effect from willy-nilly nominations throughout the draft. You, on the other hand, will be intentional with every one of your nominations, and let me give you an example of how that works. You're sitting in the draft still in need of a running back 2. There's one other player in the room who also needs a running back 2. The only player that's left that fits the bill is James Conner. When it comes time for your nomination, do you nominate Conner? The answer is no. In fact, what you should have been doing is assessing the other player's roster, cap situation, and tendencies prior to your nomination, and your nomination should be something that specifically targets that one player in order to take them out of the running for Conner in the future. Now, doing so doesn't always work perfectly how you think it's going to. However, intentionally nominating players throughout the draft will have a positive cumulative effect on your roster at the end of the day. It is your job to be the one throwing stones in the water, creating the ripples, rather than letting the ripples hit you and knocking you off course. Thanks for joining me in episode 5, The Ripple Effect.